Hello, I am KV, the author of the Girls und Panther mod for Men of War Assault Squad 2, and since recently there has been a lot of confusion about how to play the mod in its current state, which is understandable since I haven't really explained it anywhere except in the Discord, I'm going to make a little tutorial about how to install and play it. So obviously, first of all, you will need to install the mod and its required mod, which is Valor. Here's the mod page, which you can find in Steam or whatever. This is, by the way, in February of 2021, so if you watch it later, it might be different. Anything might be different. I have no idea how much is going to change. But yeah, for now, you just go here. You, first of all, make sure to subscribe to Valor, which is a required mode, and the link is here in the required items. And then you subscribe to my mod as well, the Girls und Panther mod. And then when you do that, you should have it downloading here in Steam. And when it finishes downloading, you will start the game, obviously. Click play Men of War Assault Squad 2. The first time you install it, the first time you install around the mod resource, it will say and the first maybe even up to or more than 30 minutes to mount the mod resources. That's alright, because it's a huge mod and these games like that, so don't panic, do not close the game, because that might break something. Just let it load in the background, do something else, and wait for it to finish. Also, I am going to ask and my game is heavily modded, so it takes a long while to load. So here it is, Vanilla Men of War. The mods are downloaded, but they are not yet activated, so this is vanilla at the moment. So you're gonna go into the options, which fully. Now you will have to go into the mods category. But maybe. So now that you're in the mods category, you will have to activate both Valor first, put it on the right like that, and then you will have to activate Girls und Panther mod, which should be down here. Girls und Panther mod, here it is. You will also put it to the right, and then click apply, which again, it's going to take a while. So now the mods are activated, but you might notice the background hasn't changed, so that's because for the mods to be properly applied, you will have to restart the game once. So just click exit, you will go back to Steam. I guess my game will take a while exiting as well, because yeah, why not? So now you wait for it to finish and then click play again. This time, do not worry, it will not mount more resources, because you already, unless not mount the bot resources again, like, and should be properly applied and work. So there you go. You see now it has the background and everything, which is awful. I'm going to change it sometime, as well as the logo and everything probably. But yeah, this is how it is right now, as of February 2021. So I'm gonna show you how to play now that you have the mods currently properly applied. So even if you play single player or multiplayer, there is no difference. Mostly I'm gonna show you now. In single player you're gonna find some campaigns, but those are really old and I am not supporting them at the moment, and so I'm not sure if they even work. If they don't crash and you can play them, good, but I do not recommend you click on them, I guess. The way to play right now single player is also in multiplayer, just with bots. In the future there will be campaigns again, but at the moment I am focusing on finishing building the teams with models and everything and all the mechanics, and when I'm done with that I might try to make more single player missions. But for now, regardless of if you're gonna play alone or with friends, you have to click multiplayer. Then you will click internet, or LAN I guess. If you are playing alone it doesn't matter. Then you will play host, you will click host game. So you will have to make sure the game type is set to combat, and then you will find the map you like. I'm gonna go with desert rat, sounds good. So here we are inside the map. You have a bunch of settings that will be the key to playing correctly. This is the army selection mode, means well, how do you choose the teams you play? You can either go for players, if you want each player to have a different team. This is especially useful for multiplayer, or if you want different bots with different teams each one. You also have teams, which is just each side is one team. You can use both of those, it doesn't matter. You have to make sure your game settings are set to test mode, and well, you have to choose a team. For the teams, there is two different kinds of teams. There is the outdated teams, which you can still play, like for example Yatkasota, but they do not support AI or the new way of playing. So if you choose Yatkasota, you can play only against friends, do not play against AI, because it doesn't work, the game will crash. Also, if you play against AI with a team that does support AI, it won't crash, but you still won't be able to play. So if you want to play against AI, you need to use one of the teams that work with AI. So for this example, I'm gonna do it with teams that work for AI. For example, Ora Girls High School works for AI, so for me, I'm gonna choose Ora. And for the AI, I'm gonna choose Santa Gloriana, for example. Santa Gloriana College. Santa Gloriana Girls College. As of right now, the teams that support AI are Ora Girls High School, Santa Gloriana Girls College, Pravda Canon, Saunders University High School, and Anzio Girls Academy. Those are the ones that support AI right now. So just so you know the ones you can choose. In the future I will add more though, so that might change. So since I do not have friends, if you have friends and are popular, then you can invite them right now and play with them. But since I do not have friends, I will choose the AI. I will get a AI player easy in there, and I will get ready. There is still a bit more to change before you start though. This is the time, the game duration. If you're playing with friends, you might want to set it to 120 minutes, because friends are usually filthy campers, and you might need to like not attack them until they get their asses out of the fucking corner of the map, you know? So I recommend 120 minutes to bore your friends out of their camping positions. And these last settings do not matter. I guess you can disable friendly fire if you want, but I usually do not do that because it's a lot more fun to be able to get your enemies to hit each other. And the other thing is the manpower. This is not as important for friends because you can just agree on the number of tanks, but for AI you will need to set the manpower to know how many times they can spawn. For AI teams, like teams that support AI, each tank is 10 manpower. So if I want a 5v5 game, I will have to choose 50 MP. This is only for easy mode, however. If I had a heroic or normal or hard player, 50 MP will give them more than 5 tanks. I'm not sure how many, but they will have more. So if you want an equal game, then you will have to choose easy always. So now I have the teams, an AI player, and 50 MP. So I think that's all I have to do. If I start the game now, it should work. I'm gonna play the game so you can see this game against the AI, and then I will show you how you would do it for non-AI supported teams if you had friends. I do not have friends to show it, but I can still tell you how to set it up, so you can play with your friends if you have any. That's if the game loads, one of these days, I guess. There we go. So, now the AI will be spawning, and you can get your 5 tanks. You also have a limit for the MP. Each of your tanks costs 10 MP, so I'm gonna get, obviously, the Tiger P. I'm gonna get good old Miho over here. I'm gonna get the Charlie 1, side of Charlie 1s. I'm gonna get the Mark 4, because I'm dumb. And I'm gonna get... what else? The Golden Panzer 38. There we go. So now you see I've spawned all 5 tanks, so I don't have any more points. But now I can play. So you send your tanks, whatever. This thing is the AI, so there are no rules. Usually with your friends you will have to set your own rules so people don't cheat. Also, if you're with AI, this does not matter, but if you're playing with friends and you want to make a flag tank game, you can make your tanks flag tanks. Just click the options and then click the flag button. It will spawn a little flag on your tank. Oh, that tank just got fucked. And now you have a flag tank. You can take it off anytime you want, but that's only for playing with friends, because the AI doesn't fucking care about flag tanks. So, yeah. Now you can fight. Yeah, that's it. That's how the game works. You fight with tanks. The game often will not end automatically when all of the tanks of one team are dead, because if the AI gets out of their tanks, then it will still count as units being left and it will not end the game. But it does not matter. As soon as you kill the tanks you have to spawn and you don't see any more tanks, then that means you won. With friends, they can tell you when they're dead, I guess. I do not know how that thing is. Of course, for the one time I do the tutorial, I'm getting fucked by Harry Hopkins tanks. Fuck you, Harry Hopkins. Ow. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this battle so you can see how the game works more or less, and then I will show you how to set it up with non-AI supported teams, I guess. Maybe I should have gotten better tanks. Or, you know, just not suck at the game, I guess. Ah, that's one dead. What is that? Oh, it's the Cromwell. And they killed my tiny one. I might actually lose this game against the AI, because I was careless, I guess. Not, I mean, it's just for demonstration purposes, so it does not matter. Look at Shark Team killing the fucking Cromwell like Chaz. And here we have the Master Flank. And I missed. Ah yeah, that's amazing. There we go, that's a victory. All 5 of their tanks are dead. So, since I don't think the AI has gotten out, the game should end soon. and I can show you how to set it up for non-AI teams. And if the game doesn't end, you can always just close it, you know. So it doesn't really matter. I guess it's not ending, so I'll just close it. But yeah, that was a victory. I killed all of their 5 tanks, so I won. You won't really see the stats because they don't work because of, you know, the whole thing that the tanks don't really die, they just get emptied when you hit them, so... But yeah, I mean, the game itself works. So, let's imagine I have a friend here, and I don't have this AI. So, then I mean, that means I can use any other team, like Maple, that is not finished, so it does not have AI support. Let's see, Maple versus, I don't know, whatever is a rare team that is not finished yet. Maginot. So imagine I had a friend here. The only thing I would have to change for this to work is to put the MP to like 50,000, because problem is when you are playing with finished teams, every tank costs only 10 points, so you can use this to set how many tanks you have to have. But in the unfinished teams, I have no fucking idea how many points the tanks cost, but it's a lot more than 10. So if you set 50 MP like before, so the AI works, for example, and they do not spawn infinite tanks, you are not going to be able to spawn anything. And if you set it to 50,000, so for example an AI team would be able to spawn, like, I mean, if you set it to 50,000 so you could spawn things, then the AI would be able to spawn pretty much infinite tanks and it would crash your game. So this is only for friends, but you just set it to 50,000, imagine I have a friend, and then I start the game and I'm gonna be able to spawn stuff. Of course you have to get your friend to agree to not spawn infinite tanks, because there isn't really a limit to how many tanks you can spawn. But, I mean, it works if you're playing with a friend. So here I can spawn a ram from Maple. Look at it, how Canadian it is. It doesn't even have the proper sound effects because it's unfinished, because this is an unfinished game of course. But yeah, you can still play with it if you feel like it. It's playable. Most of them are. There's some bugs here and there. They are not as polished as the others, but you can play it. So yeah, that's how it is. That's how you play single player or multiplayer in this mod. I'm gonna do a little last disclaimer. If you invite one of your friends to your game and it says Desynchronized Resources, that's not my fault. That's the game being stupid. It's really picky with how similar the mods are. If one of your friends doesn't have Valor updated, for example, it might give a desynchronization. So if, for example, that happens, I guess one thing you can do is restart your games, restart your PC, and if none of that works, then go to your options here and make sure you both have the same. Update Valor by unsubscribing. Subscribe to it again, so hopefully that any of that you, because it's a pain in the ass. The way to see the Valor version you have, I'm gonna so you go here to the mods and you just hover your mouse over Valor and it will say this little pop-up window that says V68 in my case. For you it doesn't need to be V68, it can be whatever else, but you and your friend need to have the same number there. If it's a different number, it's likely you will get a desynchronization. So make sure the Valor is the same. If you get desynchronization, if you don't get desynchronization, then it doesn't matter any of this, just go play. So yeah, that's how you play the Gotcha Panther mod right now. for the future. Hopefully I will finish the rest of the teams and then I will make missions. Maybe I can even make co-op missions, but for now that's how it works. So I hope you enjoy my mod if you do play it, and if you have any questions, concerns, requests, I guess, even though I might not do them, or you're having any bugs that you want to report to me, you can join the Discord or leave a comment on the mod's Steam page, and I will answer your questions, or whatever, talk to you, or play with you. You look, I don't have friends, so come here and play with me a game of this. I will lose, you see I suck. So yeah, that's it. I hope the video was helpful. See you later!